Have you guys noticed I'm always wearing this shirt? Like, this is a shirt I got for, like, winning a raffle or something, so I'm sorry. Hey guys, well tonight, as always, I always film at night. Tonight I'm going to be filming my Girl Meets STEM review video. I am so happy because I haven't been able to film any videos. This is my first video into the new year. The last few videos that I've actually posted have actually been before the new year. This is my first video into the new year. I had grad pics today, graduation photos. I just went like this. This is exactly the same way I went. My band uniform, it was pretty cool. Let's get started on this video. I am very unprepared because I do not have my phone right now. My parents took it away. They went to go buy a new case and they needed my phone to buy the case. I cannot live without my phone. Let's get started with this review. Girl Meets STEM. STEM. What does STEM stand for? STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. That's what STEM stands for. In case you guys didn't know, Girl Meets STEM, meeting the sciences. Girl Meets Feminism, basically. This episode was formerly known as Girl Meets Sludge. And when I first found out about the title, Girl Meets Sludge, I was very confused, but obviously I knew that sludge, the word sludge, had something to do with this episode. Very important, and it was exactly correct. Sludge had a lot to do with the episode. So the episode starts with science class. It is the first episode that we ever see the gang in science class. It's pretty interesting because we've only seen the gang in English, history, gym, and art. If I'm not mistaken, that's only 4 classes. Not realistic. 4 classes in elementary. I wish. It's interesting to see them now in science. I'm actually like curious to see who's their math teacher. You know how they've talked about math? I think this was in Girl Meets The Secret of Life. They've actually talked about math. I'm just very curious to see who's their math teacher. I'm getting a little off topic here. The episode starts in science class. Farkle is the most energetic person ever to like science. Like, I don't like science at all. I like math, but science is just so hard for me. Oh my gosh. Science. That's why I didn't take any science courses this year. I took math, but that was a mistake as well. Farkle enters the classroom and he's excited and he's happy. Science, best subject ever for him. According to him, they have lab partners. It's between Maya and Lucas and Riley and Farkle as like the main science people. The assignment is to drop the marble inside water and figure out what the science is. Since this is a partner thing, one of the partners has to drop the marble inside the water while the other one has to figure out the science. Farkle gives Riley the assignment, the task, to drop the marble. And so she goes after school with Maya. Maya is also given the task by Lucas to go drop the marble after school. There was this great Lucaya scene this episode where Maya falls asleep and Lucas catches her and grabs her face. As usual, this is like the second time he's grabbed her face. If you guys didn't know, I'm going to be making a theory for ships video very soon, and I will explain all about the face grabbing. This is like my own thing, but from my own observations, the whole Maya and Lucas and the face grabbing thing has actually been foreshadowed in previous episodes in season 2. Anyway, let's get back into the episode. I'm drifting off again. Maya and Riley go into the classroom after school and they find that all of the girls were the ones that were given the task to drop the marble inside the water, which is obviously the easiest task of the whole project. Riley starts a revolution and she wants all the girls to not drop their marbles because that would be wrong according to her. We find out in this episode actually that Riley is a big feminist, just like Rowan is in real life. That was pretty awesome to see. Riley's the only one that doesn't drop the marble. She doesn't do it, and that's so Riley. That's a typical Riley thing for her to do. So she doesn't drop the marble. The next day at school, Farkle comes in. He does his little intro like he did in the beginning of the episode, and he sees that Riley did not drop the marble. He faints, and this is my favorite part of the episode. He faints and he gets up and he retraces his steps, and then he sees that Riley didn't drop the marble. Their water's clear again. And he faints again, and then he wakes up and Riley's giving this speech about feminism, and he asks like, what are you talking about? Like, why didn't you drop the marble? Riley's like, you mean raise the baby, Sparkle? And he's just so shocked. He's like, what? How long have I been out? And that's like my favorite part of the episode. It's not even like the ships of the episode, it was just that moment between them. The most hilarious moment, obviously, in the episode was that one for me. Farkle tries to, you know, get the science teacher to give both of them a different grade because she's the one supposedly that failed because she did not drop the marble and he didn't do anything wrong according to him. Riley tries to get all the girls to stand behind her with this and try to stand up for themselves against the boys. She invites all the girls to her bay window after school. They're all there and Topanga gives them a lesson about how often it is now that girls drift away from STEM, from the sciences, from technology, from the engineering, and from the maths. That is actually pretty true, I guess. I'm not a big science person, I'm not a big math person. I used to want to be a math teacher before, but it's not just because I didn't want to pursue a career in math because it was challenging in any way. That's actually not the case for me. It's just that I found English to be a subject that I want to go into and I enjoy more than math. But I used to enjoy math a lot more than English before. But like there's so many people in my school. I told you guys, all girls school, like probably like 80% of my school is going into science and math and technology. We have this program called the MST program, the Math, Science, and Technology program, and my class is actually like the best class that has come out of that school in a very long time. So Riley calls Farkle out on his sexist views. She calls him out on his sexist views in class. We see unintentionally Farkle has misjudged Riley in a way, and that Riley has also misjudged Farkle because he wasn't actually trying to be sexist, and Farkle realizes that Riley has a lot more potential than he may think that she does. Because even though he is the smartest one of the whole grade, of the whole school or whatever, she also has as much smarts as he can, and she can achieve her smarts, and she's just as smart as him, and it doesn't matter if she's a girl or not. That's what I took out of the episode. I know a lot of people were upset about the episode representing feminism in a bad way, but I actually thought it did pretty good, and it also showed something else, which I'm going to talk about a little later. The history class is divided into boys and girls. Riley and the squad is defending their right to do better in science and to prove themselves against the boys. What Riley and Farkle, they both realize is like, when did it matter if there were boys and girls? Like, when did it matter the separation that they now have? When did it matter that they see themselves differently now? They are growing up, as I've always said. Their development in this episode I thought was amazing, because when you're kids, you don't actually realize, like, if you're hanging out with boys, you don't realize, like, because I used to hang out with a lot of boys when I was, like, in 2nd grade, and we used to be, like, best friends, and I would, you know, horse around with the boys. That was me. Then when I got older, I started realizing, oh wait, I'm a girl, so I have to hang out with girls, and I can't hang out with boys like I used to. Out of this episode, I got the reflection of, when did that change for me? When did that change for the girls and the boys on the show? When did it change for them that they realize who they are? And the continuation of this review, of this recap, Riley and Farkle try to examine the marble that they were given for their project, and they try to see what it actually is, and they find out that the marble is actually sludge. The whole war that they've had between the boys and the girls is sludge, and it doesn't matter what the marble is. What matters is what they think of themselves and each other. What they show in science class, their performance in science class, is what matters more than how they see themselves as boys and girls. The only thing that I did not like about this episode is the fact that they kind of made Maya a little too, I don't know, like, passive in this episode, and the fact that they almost sacrificed Yogi in this episode. I've learned a lot about cultural appropriation in English class. Now that I'm in grade 12, I have to learn a lot about that. Maya and the girls sacrificing Yogi like they used to do in the olden times where they would sacrifice people. I mean, it kind of seemed like it was a little over the top. I don't think it was really that necessary unless like the writers can explain why they had that happen in the episode. But other than that, I don't think it was that necessary to include it. They find out the marble was sludge. They find out that the experiment is actually an experiment for themselves. It is an experiment that the teacher created for themselves and that he uses every year to see what the kids would do. The girls would drift away from science and the boys would continue their science experiments and stuff. I love that part of the episode because I wish I would have those social experiments in class. But no, the teacher actually makes everybody, like, in between, like, partners and stuff, their lab partners, they hold up well, this is a water, so they hold up the glass cup, or whatever the heck that is, the beaker. I haven't taken science in a long time, okay? It's been a year since I've taken chemistry, okay? I forgot the apparatus and stuff like that, okay? I forgot the equipment. They make them hold it up. Riley and Farkle are the only ones that can see each other through their glass. They're the only ones that can see themselves because their experiment is clear. Meanwhile, everybody else has sludge in their glasses. But that was amazing to see. I love when they were staring at each other, not for ship reasons, just because the friendship that they have, and that's just a friendship that they've always had. Like, they've always been close, Riley and Farkle. That was a special moment between them. I love that part. And the part where he says partner and she says partner, 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 and she says partner, partner, yes. And so the rest couldn't see through their glasses, so they couldn't see each other because they were so fixated on the sludge that they didn't see past the sludge. They couldn't see each other. They couldn't see who they really were beyond their sex. The battles between the sexes is not as important as who people are. That is what equality is. I love the episode because it was not just about girls feeling more superior than the guys like people think that feminism means. The meaning of feminism is not about girls feeling more superior than guys or about guys feeling more superior than girls. It's about equality, and it does not matter whether you are a boy or a girl. You show potential, you can be anything. There is no end to anybody's horizons. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be using that phrase a lot in these videos because that's like my catchphrase now, I guess. That's why I enjoyed the main plot of the episode, because like there's unlimited potential in everybody. Absolutely anybody has unlimited potential and they show it through anything that they do. That's what I liked about this episode. It was not about excluding any genders, excluding anybody at all. It was just about knowing each other, seeing each other more than just boys and girls. That's what I found interesting about the episode. The subplot of the episode, the plot between Augie and Ava, I enjoy that too because I would play soccer when I was a kid. In my time when I used to play soccer, I was about 5 or 6. The only person that would get the trophy would be the best player on the team. I never got a trophy at all for playing soccer. I sucked. Like, I sucked big time. It was in an all boys team. I sucked, but I could have done better. And I know now that I could have done better in soccer, and it didn't matter that I was with the boys. I could have done better even when playing with the boys. But the only person that got the trophy in the team was the best player. And in this episode, you see that everybody gets a trophy, even for participation. It encourages kids to do better. For getting an award for even just participating, that's a huge thing, because this day and age, there's not as many kids playing soccer and doing sports and going outside as much as there was a decade ago. There's a lot more people now, like kids, that are just staying indoors and not doing anything. So I think participation, even if you suck at the game, I think it's really good. That's all I'm gonna say. And I liked how Ava actually helped Augie in this episode. She was very useful in that sense. She was able to help with her aggressiveness and with her fierceness. She was able to help Augie and she got along with Topanga a little bit more better than she's ever did with Topanga. I like that part of the episode. Ending of the episode, I liked how Corey and the science teacher, I forget his name. Let me check. Name of the science teacher is, please tell me. Norton. Mr. Norton, the science teacher. I liked how their methods of teaching are very effective with the students in the show. I liked how their methods are very effective. They're not teachers that you would normally see. I've never been taught math in history class. I've never been taught social experiments, psychology, and humanities in chemistry class. Yeah, so that's my review on this episode. I loved it so much. And as I've already said, feminism, it's a very important topic to me. It is a very personal topic for me. As I've said, I used to play on a soccer team, and most of the, there were 98% of the team, of my teammates were boys, so I just got discouraged because there were more boys than girls. And now that I know from watching shows and from growing up, I know now that I shouldn't have been discouraged, and even with math and science, because I go to an all-girls school, I don't have to feel discriminated in any way of being inferior or superior to boys, because there's no competition between that. It's not about that. It's not about the competition. It's not about who can feel better, who is stronger, who is smarter, who is intellectual. It doesn't matter. It's about how you use your mind and how you will do better stuff. You know what was the first place, the first class that I actually learned about significance? It was actually history class, which is very weird. Grade 10 history class. The experiment didn't actually just have to do with the boys only. It had to do with both sides. And in a way, they were both in their wrong. And I think this actually raises awareness of the question, who is society and what are their expectations? Because I will get into this more in my PSA/rant video for feminism, but I just want to say that society's expectations just restrain you from being who you are sometimes, and you don't have to always follow what people do. You don't have to follow the way that people think. It's your own life, and it's your own business of who you want to be, and if you like sciences and you're a girl, then go ahead and pursue science. If you're a boy and you like cooking, go ahead and pursue cooking, because that's what I think about society's expectations. Not everybody is meant to follow them. You can create your own expectations. So that's my review for Girl Meets STEM. I hope I'm not forgetting anything, because I don't want to forget anything for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will make a PSA/rant about feminism, just because Rowan is a very big advocate and a very big activist. She advocates a lot about feminism on her Twitter, so I will definitely make a PSA/rant video about what I think about feminism and what I think about equality and stuff like that. Leave a comment below telling me what you thought of the episode. Obviously, subscribe to my channel if you want. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Check my social media accounts below. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I love you guys so much. Mwah. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!
I've been waiting for a day like this to come struck like lightning. My heart's